The time when similar systems of racism and other forms of discrimination occur can be traced back to the period of slavery in the United States. In other words, the idea of xenophobia was already defined and integrated into American society. For a long time, immigrants were suffering from these xenophobic ideas. Every immigrant within the community should be valued and uplifted. San Francisco unions have been historically powerful actors in local politics. They operate in a local political and civic context that facilitates deep transversal solidarity building. Fortunately, San Francisco's long-standing political progressivism is able to provide maximum support in helping to create a rich infrastructure for immigrant organizations. The San Francisco Labor Council, and hereafter will be SFLC in short, has led local campaigns to prove the rights of immigrants and other low-wage workers. The Service Employees International Union, hereafter will be SEIU for short, have supported other immigrant organizations in advocacy of municipal ID cards and non-citizen voting rights. Later in 2015, SFLC and SEIU collaborated and created the Re-Rise SF Labor Center for Immigrant Justice. It is a city-funded organization which aims to provide legal services to immigrant union members and their families. While the city of San Francisco's long-standing political progressivism is pivotal in combating xenophobia and improving the well-being of the immigrant community, these immigrant organizations are also important in laying the groundwork for creating a suitable place for immigrants to live. By examining the policies implemented and actions taken by Re-Rise SF Labor Center for Immigrant Justice, the San Francisco Labor Council, and the Service Employees International Union, the following video will present the topic of immigration and xenophobia by focusing on the influences that city's political progressivism has on the immigrant community within San Francisco. SFLC received a Dream SF Fellow through the Office of Civic Engagement and Immigrant Affairs, and fundings from the City Mayor Edwin Lee's Office of Housing and Community Development.
Understand the hardworking ethics that people have. And in this city and in this region, we've had a number of families that also had people that were undocumented and they needed help. Immigrant families have always needed help. And if the city government doesn't help, then in the short term and the long term, we have a lot of issues. We have issues of mistrust. We have issues where people do not want to engage with our local government. And when you have those aspects of mistrust and lack of engagement, you're going to find the gaps that sometimes we see in other cities that will not happen here in San Francisco, where that mistrust and that gap often result in a lot of people not being at all engaged in our public, and therefore higher crime, higher levels of disengagement in their education, the lack of getting to the services that are all offered. Well, today's announcement is that for the next 2 years, we will increase our funding to our immigrant families to the tune of $10 million.
SFLC is the county-wide federation of the local American Federation of Labor Congress of Industrial Organizations, and it is publicly known for its common interests with all immigrant workers. SFLC primarily focuses on the labor unions and the workers' rights and interests, which in particular are labor rights and wages. SFLC will often host local campaigns that opposes anti-immigration policies, promotes immigrant rights, and supports comprehensive immigration reform. The fellowship provides opportunities for SFLC to strengthen and deepen solidarity with immigrant communities. Led by SFLC, unions in San Francisco are vocally and politically active. In addition, San Francisco created its own Office of Labor Standards Enforcement to enforce even stronger local wage and labor laws. Together with SFLC, many other labor unions have started to advocate for labor protections and health care plans for immigrant workers. The labor unions in San Francisco are known for their commitment in local politics. SFLC helps these unions to be vocally and politically active and to ensure that they will have more voice in improving the living condition of immigrant workers by allowing representatives and members from the labor unions to participate in campaigns and public forums hosted by SFLC. SFLC receives funding from the city government and from the mayor. Then the money will be used to organize many kinds of initiatives that aim to address issues facing by immigrant workers. The financial support is crucial as it will strengthen the collaboration between SFLC and other immigrant organizations. San Francisco is home to about 840,000 residents. 35% of them are foreign-born, and there are approximately 49,000 undocumented immigrants. SEIU has publicly declared support for protecting undocumented immigrants. A large number of undocumented immigrants resided in San Francisco. SEIU is able to provide support to them because city officials have enacted ordinances addressing the language access, municipal identification, civic participation, and due process rights for immigrants. With the support of progressive city officials, SEIU is able to advocate for the rights of immigrants through multiple manners, such as lobbying and organizing outreach programs and campaigns that focuses on comprehensive immigration reform and safeguarding the rights of the immigrants. The collaboration between SEIU and city government is imperative in providing a better environment for immigrants. SEIU has worked with numerous San Francisco labor unions and immigrant organizations to launch many successive campaigns. And those campaigns have provided opportunities for immigrant organizations and labor unions to work together to influence local policy. SEIU plays a pivotal role in forging a bridge between immigrant organizations and labor unions. SEIU facilitates collaboration between these organizations to influence local policy. It is important for immigrant organizations and labor unions to collaborate because not only it will improve the efficiency in advocating for rights of immigrants, but it will also amplify the voice of immigrants in policymaking, and these voices will become more influential and powerful. Forming a partnership between municipal institutions, labor unions, and immigrant organizations is crucial, because all these organizations will look at a common goal and work towards the same goal. The help from SEIU is indispensable in terms of enhancing immigrant justice, dignity, and equality with the city of San Francisco. We Rise SF Labor Center for Immigrant Justice is a city-founded organization that provides legal services to immigrants. We Rise SF Labor Center for Immigrant Justice has funded multiple trainings that aim to boost naturalization and voter turnout among the immigrants. San Francisco's progressive city officials made the decision to establish the We Rise SF Labor Center for Immigrant Justice because they wanted to focus on assisting immigrant members on legal services. Since many immigrant organizations have already advocated for equality, then the immigrants should have the right to receive these services as well. Legal services such as education are vital because by providing those services, the city can promote greater inclusion and representation for the immigrants. The goal of building solidarity with immigrants is different for every organization. For the labor unions, developing legitimacy with immigrant workers is important because one day they might become union members and thus strengthening the power of labor unions in terms of launching progressive movements and collective bargaining. The establishment of We Rise SF Labor Center for Immigrant Justice provides us a unique understanding of how labor unions and other organizations build solidarity with immigrants. The establishment of We Rise SF Labor Center for Immigrant Justice demonstrates the will of city government, labor unions, and other organizations to address the needs and challenges faced by immigrants, thus showing their commitment to equity and social justice. By promoting civic engagement among immigrants, We Rise SF Labor Center for Immigrant Justice exemplifies a proactive approach that forges a bridge that connects labor unions and immigrant populations. We Rise SF Labor Center for Immigrant Justice highlights the importance of taking initiatives in fostering solidarity, promoting mutual support, and advancing the collective interests of immigrant communities. The establishment of We Rise SF Labor Center of Immigrant Justice again showcases the City of San Francisco's progressive approach in conducting comprehensive immigration reform. More importantly, Without the help of city government officials, the goal can never be achieved. Every institution, organization, and unions must unite and work together towards the same goal. Immigrants are a vulnerable group, which anybody in the group can easily become a target of venting and ridicule, and that should be forbidden. There must be genuine communication and understanding between those living in the United States and those who just arrived. Therefore, the idea of xenophobia should ever be eradicated, and all immigrants should be warmly welcomed to the US as they will start their new lives.